This is Martin Lundberg, and you're listening to Off the Ice.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Off the Ice, Season 2, Episode 9 coming your way today. We have another freshman on today's show. The first of our two Norwegian guys are on the podcast today. Martin is going to join us, and we have a great episode for you. Great stories coming over from him with his journey to America from Norway. But first, Beth, a couple losses this past weekend, but the Bulldogs have a great opportunity this upcoming weekend back on the road. A bit of a unique format. Lake State on Friday, then Traverse City Saturday for the Superior Ice Showdown.
Yeah, I think the guys are excited. It's going to be a long weekend with all the travel, but I think it'll be good. I'm excited. This will be my first time visiting Traverse City since I moved here, so should be good.
Traverse City is a really unique opportunity for Ferris State. Not a place where you would expect a lot of college hockey games to happen. Of course, the Red Wings do some developmental camps and stuff up there, but between the Lakers and the Bulldogs, maybe something that can continue into the future even.
Yeah, I think it'll be exciting playing in a rink that most of the guys have not seen before, played in before, so that should make for a pretty exciting atmosphere.
Absolutely, and we're not at home, but if any of you can make it to the game at Traverse City Saturday at 6:07 is when puck drop is scheduled for. Would love to see you there. We're about to get into the show, but thanks to Steve Masters over at the 97.3 station for airing these episodes Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. You can also catch the releases on Spotify and YouTube Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. So without further ado, let's take you off the ice with Martin Lundberg. And welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Off the Ice. Very happy to be with you again. And on today's show, we have Ferris State freshman goaltender number 55, Martin Lundberg. Martin, thanks for joining us on the show.
Thanks for being here.
So you've been here for a couple of months now, not just here at Ferris State, but here in the United States. You're from Norway. So go ahead and just talk about the transition for you coming from Norway over here to the United States and playing college hockey for Ferris.
I mean, it has been a fun story. I mean, I came here, I thought USA was pretty big, and then I came here to, is it Big Rapids? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this town is not very big, so I feel it's pretty similar to where I came from in Norway. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I feel the boys here is pretty good. They take care of me, especially the older boys, some of them. Yeah, have a good time here.
Yeah, so when you were first recruited by Ferris to come over here, Coach Sensor had a lot to do with your recruiting process, right? When he came over and watched you play, you and Chris, and then what was your initial intrigue to coming to the United States? You know, your interest in playing college hockey here in America.
It was like, first, I didn't know very much about college hockey. I just know that was a big league, and saw some things on YouTube and stuff. But then Sense told me more about what it actually is. And I only played juniors, so in Norway, and 1 year in Sweden. And then I make the decision to come here because I felt there was a big chance for me to develop good and be a better hockey player off the ice and on the ice.
Yeah, great answer. Last hockey-related question for you. Growing up, playing all of your life in Norway, then you said in Sweden for your last year, right, before you came here?
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference in the hockey play style that you were used to back home and then so far that you've experienced here in the United States?
Oh, that's a good question. The rink here is pretty small. Mm-hmm. You have to think a bit different. You have to make some other decisions that I maybe had done in Norway and Sweden. The rink here is, especially this rink, is pretty rounded. It's bigger. The ice is very much bigger in Norway and Sweden, and I feel you can shoot from everywhere here. Like on the ice, you can score where you want. So I think that's the biggest difference. And of course, the speed there, because the rink is small and the speed goes up. If we are played on a bigger ice, I think the speed I went down too. But on this rink, I feel the speed is pretty high compared to what I used to.
So things just happen a lot faster, essentially?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, Beth, let's go ahead and move away from some hockey talk. I know he's got a long story of living in Norway, interesting journey for sure. So
Yeah, absolutely. So Marty, go ahead and just start by telling us what it was like growing up in Norway, just like what was your family like, things like that.
Yeah, I grew up in a pretty small town. I think it was like 1,000 people there. And lived there for 10 years. Place called Romedal. And then I moved to a bigger place in Norway. And I played hockey there for a team called Storhamar for 10 years or something. And I had a pretty good experience there. I love the coaches. I love how we practiced. And I was on a sports school, so the college life is pretty similar to that actually. With you go on practice, then you go on school after. And then I moved to Sweden last year. I was on the same school then, so I had some home school for 1 year. Played for Mora U20 there. I had a pretty good year there, and then since picked me up and I went to Ferris.
Talk about the difference of schooling between what you've experienced in Norway and maybe Sweden versus here, because like we've talked about that separately, just like how like the testing is different and all of that stuff.
Yeah, some classes here is fine, some of it is harder. But the exams here we always have multiple choice. I maybe had 2 or 3 of them like in my whole year in Norway. So that's the biggest difference. And of course it's in another language that's make it more difficult.
Yeah. You only had 2 to 3 tests total for the whole year?
No, just like I'm not used to have multiple choice. I'm more used to have like answer this question in
like essay, question, short answer.
Yeah, short answer.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's definitely a big change then.
Yeah. But multiple choice is not very bad. You can try to like figure out what the answer is. But
have you had to like really change how you studied and like how you did school, like to make sure that you're doing what you need to do here?
I have, of course, to study more because something is more difficult than others. Like because of the language, you have to pay more attention to it.
Yeah.
So, but the school is actually pretty similar. It's just like another way to do the exams on.
Gotcha.
What's your transition been like with the language barrier? I know you mentioned for the tests and reading, things like that, it makes it really difficult being in a different language. But in terms of your ability to pick up and speak the language, I'm sure playing hockey has really helped you in that area, and maybe with your teammates too.
Yeah, some guys helped me to be a bit better speaker. And of course Chris, the other freshman here, we are pretty close, so he helps me with the language, and just try to pick up words the boys say and go from there.
Yeah, you got thrown right into the deep end. Coming straight from Norway right here, and all of a sudden, boom, you're speaking English.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I think I'm not the best English speaker, but I can talk something.
Yeah, no,
you do well enough.
Yeah, you do great.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Beth.
Where did you and Chris grow up like close together, or how did you guys get to know each other? Did you guys know each other before coming to Ferris, or?
Yeah, we grew up together. We played for the same team in 10 years or something. And then he moved to Sweden 1 year, and I was still in Norway. He played in Malmö. And then the year after, I went to Sweden too. So we we are pretty close. We grow up together. Yeah, we can trust each other, and I feel we are pretty close.
And you're roommates now, right?
Yeah, he is.
That's nice then to know somebody.
Yeah.
I'm sure that made it easier coming over and having somebody that you at least knew, right?
Yeah, of course, it makes it so much easier. And also you can talk some Norwegian. You don't have to talk English all the time.
Yep. Still get a little bit of experience with your own language. One question quick before we go to the Instagram stuff. You know a lot of different languages now.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up too.
So I know that there's a lot of those languages, the Norwegian, Finnish, Danish, they're all kind of similar, right? But then you also know, you said you knew some German as well, and now English, obviously. So talk about all the languages that you can speak.
I mean, you can choose to learn German or Spanish in high school in Norway. So I chosen Germany, and then you also Norwegian is a difficult language for other countries to understand, but Norway is pretty similar to the language in Sweden. I think maybe we in Norway understand better Swedish than Sweden understand Norway. Because I experienced that last year. But Norway and Sweden, Danish is pretty similar. And we learn English in school, so I feel the language is, I think we know more languages, but we actually don't do, if you understand. We can speak our Norwegian language, but we only learn German and English.
Gotcha. But you just picked those other ones up because they're very similar.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay. All right, Beth, let's move into the Instagram questions then.
All right. Starting strong with the first one. Marty's not excited for these. What is Marty's favorite English word?
English word? Oh.
And it can't be a cuss word.
I mean, favorite English word? What kind of question is that?
That was from one of your teammates.
I don't know. Goalie? I don't know.
Solid answer. Who's your favorite stallmate?
Stomach?
Stallmate.
What
in
is-
the locker room? Stallmate.
Oh.
For reference, he only has one.
I will say silly. Did he ask that?
Yeah.
We pretty fun together. He asked me some questions, and I asked him to tell Chris something in Norwegian.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, so you're having silly, some of your other teammates maybe too, say things in Norwegian? Are you trying to teach them some of your language?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes I ask him to say something that maybe, I don't know. Don't take that away.
Okay.
But you're trying to have some of your teammates say some things in Norwegian. Is it just to have them experience a little bit about what you've had to experience speaking English, or are you more so like, hey, let's
Just be funny.
Yeah, try to teach them some words that is pretty similar to English. For example, I can say hello in Norwegian to Chris, for example. That's an easy one. And
So what is hello in Norwegian?
that's hei.
So it's the same.
No. we can say with slang, we can say halla, and that's what's up.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, English has
Yeah.
1,000 different ways to say hello too, so makes
Yeah.
sense.
All right, what's been the biggest change going from Norway to the US?
Biggest change, the food here is, of course, not like food in Norway. The breakfast here is awful. We can eat, I know egg and bacon and stuff is a thing here, but I eat egg, if I eat eggs, I eat it like egg and bread. But the food there is okay. We're eating on a rock every day. That's okay. But of course, the biggest difference is the language. Of course, But I feel the culture, like in the locker room, and how the boys like talking and how the coaches are pretty similar.
What's your favorite food that you miss?
I mean, you can always like make the kind of food in Norway here, but we can do it because we only live in dorms. We have made some food at Westy's apartment with Dirks, but I don't want to be there anymore because I have to take the dishes every time.
So there's a story for that.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
You guys made dinner and they made you clean up.
Well,
the first time we made steak and potatoes there, and then I just we ate it up, and then I went home. And the day after, he was so angry at me for some reason because I didn't take the dishes. And then you make the
no, but there was another time.
yeah last week
And Chris did the dishes all by himself.
we don't have to talk about that.
So then they were mad at Marty for not doing the dishes. So then last week,
Yeah, I had to take the dishes all by myself.
he had to do the dishes all on his own.
And I'd never seen Westy take the dishes before, so he should do that next time.
Yeah, you should make him do it next time.
Take turns, right?
Yeah,
I mean, they did make you dinner though.
yeah, that's true. But we're gonna make some dinner maybe today. So we'll see.
You should make them like a traditional Norwegian dish, like something that you would make back home. Like bring your culture there.
Yeah, but I'm not very good at making food, so I don't know if that is a good idea.
If you had to make a dinner, though, what would you make?
Here I make a steak. That's the biggest. Like, that's good.
Steak.
Yeah.
Well, while we're on food, there's a lot of food questions actually. One question was, how is Glenn Marty's cooking skills? But you just said you're not very good.
No, I think I'm pretty good. I lived 1 year in Sweden last year, so I made the food by myself
You had
every
to
day.
learn how to fend for yourself a little bit.
I mean, everyone can cook if they want to. I mean, it's not that difficult.
Right.
True. Another question was, what is your favorite meal that your mom makes for you?
Why do people ask this? I mean,
Like your favorite home cooked dish that like you had growing up.
okay, I can say in Norway it's called kjøttkaker and poteter.
Okay, and
That
what
is
it?
potatoes and meat. I mean, some kind of meat cakes. Is meat cake something? I don't know.
Okay. So I feel like that'd be similar, like either like meatballs or meatloaf
Yeah.
here.
Yep.
Yeah,
Probably.
Like roughly
Yeah, between meatballs and that you say.
meatloaf.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, that's pretty good.
that sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. I gotta go to one of the English ones. Ask him about his nickname, Glenn. Where did that come from?
Glenn is like a character from a TV show in Norway. He was a second goalie on a team. He was just sitting on the bench. And actually, I said that to someone else on my team, and then he said it back, and then the boys thought it was so funny, so they just keep going, call me Glenn.
But you were known as Glenn back in Norway too, right? Or like you used that
Yeah.
nickname there?
Yeah, and use the nickname there. No one here actually called me Glenn. They don't want to. They call me Marty.
They do call you Marty. They
Yeah.
did at first, like at the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
a little
because
bit.
I said it.
Yeah, but
I
now
think.
it's Marty.
Yeah, because they don't understand the story, I guess.
That makes sense.
Yeah, probably because they didn't come up with it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, like the coaches, for example, in Norway call me Glenn, so it is.
So it's a little.
Yeah, it was one time the teacher called me Glenn, so
Then it just kind of stuck.
yeah.
So-
maybe not when I came back now.
Sure. It's a little different for you being called Marty instead of Glenn, like a new nickname.
Oh, I think it's good. I mean, Glenn is. I don't want to be called Glenn, so
Makes
Okay.
sense. Okay.
Who is Mr. Bean? So if you don't know, for our question of the week for Halloween, he said that dressing up as Mr. Bean was his favorite Halloween costume.
yeah.
And it's on your helmet, right?
Yeah, Mr. Bean is a.
Like a cartoon.
Yeah, he is a cartoon and a real life character in.
Okay.
I mean, he's like a funny person that I loved him when I was young. I mean, I don't look at him so much now, but I like his Christmas movies and Christmas episodes. He's a funny character going around in suit and look dumb actually.
Is that a show like just in Norway?
No, it's not from Norway. It is in English.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
It's from,
it-
I think it's based in England, right?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It is from England.
All right.
So is Christmas your favorite holiday?
Yeah, by far.
And you get to spend this Christmas in Europe, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Norway. Hopefully, I will go to Norway. I will see on that.
But you'll be gone doing the World Juniors, like
Yeah,
for...
First, I have to make the team there. I think the team is gonna be picked out next week. So I hope I will make
Gotcha.
that. But I think I feel I have a good chance to make the team, and I hope I will be the goalie between the pipes when the puck drops in Slovenia there.
Heck yeah. All right, this one is in Norwegian, but Marty translated it for me already. When did you start playing hockey?
I started playing. First, I actually started like a normal player, and then I didn't want to do that, so I just
When did you switch to goalie then?
I switched to goalie when I was 8 or 9.
But
10
when
years
did you
old.
start, like, initially?
I started at 6, and then I ended again at. I played for maybe 4 months ago, 4 months, and then I did something. I did some soccer, and then I tried hockey again, and then I went back to soccer. Then I started like a goalie.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
gotcha.
Yeah,
A little bit of a roller coaster.
yeah.
All right, let's get one more of the Instagram questions, and then we'll wrap up.
All right. I feel like I have to ask one of his because he did ask 5 questions. His roommate, Chris. He asked, we'll go with... how is Chris as a roommate? We'll go with that one.
I mean,
This is coming from Chris.
This is from Chris.
Okay.
he's chill. I mean, we know each other pretty good, so yeah, he knows when I have to be alone. I know when he have to be alone.
You can read each other pretty well.
Yeah, and we know each other pretty well, so it's me. I mean, and we are kind of the same. Like, we think the same things is funny and stuff. So I mean, we have the pretty same. Yeah, we are.
You're very, very similar.
Yeah, not very, very similar. I mean, we are
Similar enough.
we are similar, but not similar.
You can throw on Norwegian music or a Norwegian TV show, and both of you can watch and understand it, right?
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
good.
I look at I look on Norwegian TV shows. Chris actually don't like that very much, but yeah, that's what I do in the dorms there.
All
You
right,
need
one
to
last
watch
quick one.
American TV shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Mr. Bean, so
That's
All
close enough. We'll give you that one.
Yeah, we'll give you that one. All right. This is the last question.
yeah.
What is the secret to getting such a good mustache? You don't have to answer. He asked that one himself as a joke.
Oh, okay. Well, so you didn't script an answer for it then?
No.
Okay, we'll leave it right there then. Martin, thanks so much for being on the show. Before I let you go, just want to ask you, what does it mean to you to be here at Ferris State as a Bulldog?
It means a lot. I mean, I'm proud to be a Bulldog. I'm excited to keep going on the season and be a good teammate.
Well, Marty, thanks so much for being on the show with us. Good luck the rest of your season, and have fun when you go back to Norway.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, everyone, for listening to another episode of Off the Ice. We'll be back next week with more.
As always, thank you so much for watching another episode of Off the Ice. We couldn't do this without the support of all of you guys watching, so thank you so much. Make sure to follow Ferris Athletics on Spotify and YouTube to catch all of the latest releases. And then make sure to look at our Instagram stories at Ferris Hockey every Monday to leave some questions for the next player that we have on.